So this is the second part of our bridal series that I'm doing today, and so we did a natural bride and now we're going to do a colorful bride. So what colorful bride means is that some brides normally wear makeup on a regular basis, and on their wedding day they want to wear bright color, okay? So I'm going to show you how to apply bright color on a day that's going to be highly photographed, and also so you can still look pretty and dramatic but in a soft way. You will notice that my model today is Diane, and Diane is a special person to me. One, she's behind me in the back with the picture that I love of her screaming as such a character of herself. And also, she made the cover of my makeup book, which I said I would talk about before, which is this book right here, which is called Makeup is Just Colored Dirt. And this is her beautiful face right there. And the behind the scenes about that is that she is a friend of a friend who is a model, and she was doing a shoot for something else, and I was doing the makeup for her, and I was like, what are you doing, right? And I was like, can you come back like tomorrow and do a shoot, because I need to add one more person to my book. And she was like, I can't do it. I can't be a part of it. And I was like, please, I promise you it'll be an hour. And she was in and out in less than an hour, makeup done, didn't know where the picture was gonna go, knew it was gonna go somewhere in the book, and ding! It's on the cover of my book. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. And as you see, Makeup is Just Colored Dirt, which is 347 pages of wonderfulness. But I wanted to explain that. Also wanted to explain that a lot of times when models come into your room, they don't look the way that they look in real life, and they also don't look the way they look in a picture. There are a lot of different things. So as you see in the back, her hair is straight, and she has blunt bangs. On the cover of my book, her hair was pulled back, you can see more of her face. And today her hair is in her natural state, which is super, super curly, and we have it off of her face. But if you walked in the room, you may not even recognize that she is who she is. And you want to keep that in mind, that whatever look that you want to do, you can change that by changing your hair and changing your makeup. Beyonce doesn't look like Beyonce. Mariah Carey don't look like Mariah Carey. There's a team of people that add them to make it look like the image that we want it to look. And Diane, even though she is beautiful, there's a team of people that make her look even more beautiful. So today, we're going to do Colorful Bride with that being said. I've already prepped her face with a foundation, a moisturizer, and a powder. So we're going to start with her eyes and then continue her face on. So first we're going to fill in her brows. Again, like another model I had, Diane has beautiful brows. So ideally we do not need to fill in her brows, but we will fill them in because we're doing a colorful eye on her, and we don't want her eyebrows to get lost in the sauce as it seems, or also be not as prominent as they will be if we just had them natural. So we're going to use, again, a brown eyeshadow, and we're going to use an angled brush. And we're going to use that mascara spool, and we're just going to groom the brows the way that they naturally grow. And again, brows are sisters and not identical twins, so they're in the same family, but they don't grow the same way and they're not arched the same way. I'm going to take a dark brown shadow, and I'm going to fill in her brows, starting from the outside of the brow, where the biggest part of her brow is at, and do small little strokes and blend it toward the end of the brow. And again, nobody has a naturally black hair. It's the darkest brown of all of them. So if you put black on someone's brows, it will look super, 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 super dramatic. So you want to use a dark brown and blend it into the person's eye. Unless they unless they dye their hair black, that's the only natural black that you're going to get for someone's hair color. So you want to make sure that you still keep the brows soft and try not to fill in, do not fill in your brows with dark black, because it will look very dramatic. Unless you're going for a very dramatic look, I would suggest it on your wedding day or for wedding photos, but you know, it's your world. If you have the confidence to wear it, and the confidence to be photographed in it, then if you love it, I like it. If you like it, I love it. Okay? So I'm just grooming, aggressively brushing the color into her brow. And see, as you see right now, it just opens up her face so much more with us filling in her brows. The next step we're going to do after that is put an eyeshadow base on her eye. I'm using an eyeshadow base that is white. They come in different colors. I'm using a crease, I spoke wrong, an eyelid and eye concealer brush. I'm going to place that right onto her eyelid. As you see, I have done her makeup before. She just closed her eyes so perfectly perfect for me. She's a professional. It doesn't have to look perfectly perfect because you're going to put a color over it, but because we are adding color to her eye, it's going to be a bright color. One, you will see all the mistakes. And two, we're going to go slightly up into her crease. Some people like to take the eyeshadow base and put it over the entire eyelid. If you choose to do that, that's totally fine. That's not wrong. That's just one step. But we do the one eye back together. Close your eye. Beautiful. And I'm just swooping it on and blending it out slightly. I'm not making it really chunky or making it really heavy. And the reason why is because, again, you are putting a product over it and I'm putting a shadow over it. And you don't want that being a super, super heavy on the eyelid. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And here is where the color comes in. So normally when you open color, the first reaction that everybody has is, right? When you see color, it just makes you happy. At least it makes me happy. Maybe that's why I call my book Colored Dirt, because I like color part of it. But we are going to put a bright color on her, okay? And so, again, it's whatever the person is comfortable in, but you want it to not be super, super dramatic. So ideally, we're going to put one color on her lid, and then we're going to put a softer color in her crease. All right? So we're going to stay in the bright purple family. I have done a bride before, makeup before, who loves makeup, and for her wedding she said to me, I don't want to look natural, I don't want to look brown, I want to wear bright, bright purple and bright, bright blue. So we did bright purple and we did bright blue, and it looked absolutely beautiful, and it was so her. And when her husband saw her come down the aisle, he smiled, one, because they were getting married, and two, because she stayed true to herself. So I'm using the bright purple and I'm putting it on her eyelid, and again I'm pressing it right over that eyeshadow base and pressing it onto the eye. When you're applying color to the eye, you would have to build, and build is what I'm doing now. Means to add a little bit more color, add a little bit more color, add a little bit more color. Because sometimes the color just, concentration goes away a little bit. You didn't do anything wrong, it just works out like that. What you do to one eye, you have to do to the other. So we're going to press the color onto her eyelid. And you see how also having an eyeshadow base is going to make sure that the color that's in the container is the color that's going onto the eye, and it's not shearing out. If you don't put an eyeshadow base underneath, especially bright colors, what happens is the color shears out and it doesn't look as dramatic and as prominent as you want it to do. So if you put an eyeshadow base underneath it, it's going to guarantee that the color is concentrated. If a little bit of the shadow falls underneath the person's eye, sometimes that happens in applying any eyeshadow, but especially colored eyeshadow, and I know definitely in black eyeshadow, do not get upset or get discouraged. We're going to clean it up when it's all said and done. It's going to look amazing. Beautiful. So, I'm going to take again a clean blending brush for the crease, and I'm going to go back and forth like a windshield wiper. I'm just going to soften that crease a little bit. A lot of times when you do this step, the color that's on the lid will soften dramatically. You didn't do anything wrong. It just does that sometimes. So if you need to go back over the lid with the color, as you see it went away just a little bit, it happens. Don't feel bad. Even though I pressed the color onto the eye, just go back over on the lid and just press it a little bit more. And again, you do not want to stab the person in their eye. You're just going to press gently and softly, because it is someone's eyeball. If someone wears contact lenses, a lot of times they will remind you that they wear contact lenses, and so you want to be a little bit more gentle than before, because you don't want that contact to move out of their eye. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. So, the next step we're going to do after that is I am going to add a darker flesh tone color into her crease. So I'm going to either do something like this. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do something like this. I'm going back and forth like a windshield wiper into the crease of her eye, which is creating definition to the eye. Now, if you wanted to use a darker purple, you could. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just going to be even more dramatic than this. And so I'm trying to keep it really soft, but yet colorful. Again, once you do one side, you have to do the other. Back and forth like a windshield wiper, into the crease of the eye, going 3/4 of the way in. Because this is a soft, soft, soft color, you can go all the way across if you want, but I like to go 3/4 of the way in, just give you more of an illusion of a really soft effect. If you like the step there, you don't have to keep adding or building as it's called. You can just stop at one application. But I added a little bit more. And again, the color on her lid keeps fading out a little bit. You just have to press. And the reason why it's fading is because the brush is blending, and it's a blending brush. So you want the brush to do what the brush does. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now there's some makeup artists that would start with your eyes and then go back to the foundation step. I started with the foundation. That's just kind of the way that I work. But if you want to start with the eyes and then do the foundation step next or last, that's totally, totally, totally fine. All right. So what we're going to do after that is we are going to, one, clean up some of the fallout that fell over her face. I'm just taking a big fan brush. I'm just moving that away from underneath her eyes. And you see how it perfectly went away, opened all the way up for me, and then we're just going to take a sponge, and it's the color that fell underneath, that's going to make it go away. The sponges are like erasers, so just a clean sponge. And we're just going to aggressively just blend that color away. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you see I didn't even add any more product. I'm just taking a sponge, because sponges are like erasers. I'm going to come on this side, so I don't have to go across her body. Get all the way up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wonderful. So if you wanted to add an eyeliner, you can add an eyeliner. I'm not going to add an eyeliner because, as I've said before in many other videos, is that I am a non-eyeliner makeup artist, which I think that your makeup looks a lot fresher, a lot cleaner, a lot more natural, a lot more like yourself without a mascara, without an eyeliner. But if you are an eyeliner person, then you would put the eyeliner on at this step. I'm going to take the mascara on right here for me. Put the mascara from the base of the lash, which is all the way from the bottom of the lash, and wiggle, 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 move. Wiggle, 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 move. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We do the one eye to the other. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing, outstanding. Wiggle, 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 move. And for just some added drama, we're going to put a little bit of individual lashes onto the end of Diane's eyes, okay? So brides a lot of times want to wear lashes, and sometimes this is the first time that they wear lashes, and there are a lot of different applications. There's a rim lash and individual lashes. The individual lashes are what we're using today, and they come in a container that looks like this, and they come in different sizes, so they're short, medium, and long. And then you're going to use a glue. There's only one glue that is approved for the FDA, and that glue is a dual adhesive glue. It's a surgical glue. It's the only glue that you can actually put on your eyes. It's supposed to last 8 to 12 hours. So ladies and gentlemen, lashes are supposed to come off at night before you go to sleep. You are not supposed to actually sleep in them. So I put the glue on my metal palette, and I let it get a little bit of air in it, meaning I let it get tacky a little bit. So as you see, it's a little bit tacky here. I'm going to have her look down for me. The glue is going to go on white. It's going to dry clear. I'm going to put it right onto the lash line. And you only really need 6 to 8 individual lashes to apply to the eye. You're sporadically putting them on. And again, they're clumps of lashes, so therefore they do not have to be right next to each other. You want the end clump of the lash to spread out so as it falls down. Don't fall down. I'll get off the shirt 3 points for a second. You want the individual lash to be able to spread out. It blended right on in. Look at that. And fan out so that they blend into the lashes. So as you can see, I only have 4 lashes, individual lashes on Diana's eye. I'm going to add one more to the end. I'm going to let that dry down over for me. And you see how they still look like herself. It still looks really natural. You kind of really can't even tell. That's the idea of you putting on lashes. If you use a rim lash is the one that's on one consistent strip, then you just would apply it to the lash line and press it down as close as possible. But individual lashes do not need to go all the way across the eye. They can, but you want to go about 3/4 of the way in if you need to. And the idea is for them to look like themselves, just an enhancement of you. And again, the glue will dry clear, okay? Open, look normal for me. Outstanding. She still looks like herself. And they have stand out as I drop my stuff. But I'm not going to be the dirty makeup artist. What are we going to do? We're going to clean our palettes. But I'm actually done with this palette at this point. So again, I'm cleaning the palette with alcohol. So So while we have that drying, and again, you can take your fan and have them dry a little faster. The glue also comes in black, so you can get the black one, but if it normally comes in clear, it says clear on the container, but it goes on white and it dries clear. So while that's dry, I'm going to put blush on her beautiful, beautiful cheeks. We're going to take a blush brush. We're going to have her smile for me, and we're going to do a bright blush. It's not going to go that bright on her skin though, okay? Smile for me. I'm going to put it here. Apple of your cheek all the way back to your ear. And the reason why we're putting a little bit of a brighter blush is because, one, her eyes are a little bit brighter. We want all of that to blend beautifully. But you see how bright that blush is in the container, but on Diane and on most people, it's not going to go on that bright. And again, I'm using a blush brush, which is going to soften it just a smear. And then we already put a moisturizer on her lips, a lip balm, and now I'm going to put a lipstick on. Again, lipstick is a great way for pictures, and it lasts all day long. And again, if you have to do here, you can kiss your significant other. You don't have to worry about them making the ugly face of, ooh, it's nasty, because it's lipstick. And I'm going to do something that still has a little bit of a mauve tinge to it, but it's not a bright purple. But it is colorful. And this is just a lipstick. So I'm going to start with the lipstick. And I'm just going to blend that down onto her lips. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I'm going to take a lip liner, and I'm going to put the liner over it to just give it a little bit more definition. So some artists will put the liner on first and the lipstick on afterwards, but you can do it this step too. So I put the lip liner and lipstick on, and now I'm going to take the liner, I'm going to go right underneath it. So I put a line in the middle, and I connected those lines. I did it really fast. I'm going to put a V at the top, and I'm going to connect those lines. And then I'm going to take my brush that still has a little bit of product left on it, and I'm going to blend that color together. And for weddings, her makeup is great, it's wonderful. We're going to add one more layer of powder. And the reason why we're going to add one more layer of powder, because again, by the time that they take their pictures, sometimes it's hours before or after they've gotten their makeup done, so you want the makeup to settle. You want to sometimes tell your brides that you're going to look powdery, do not feel bad, and you're going to look like you have makeup on, that is going to go away. Do not feel over dramatic about it. But normally someone that is a colorful bride, which is what I'm calling, they like all of this. They want it to look makeup-y. They want it to look really polished and really sweet. I did contour or highlight her face because that's a dramatic thing that you really don't have to do. I mean, if you want to do it, you can, but again, you still want somebody to look like themselves and look really natural. Even though this is a natural, colorful look, she still looks like herself, she still looks beautiful, she still looks prominent. And again, it's a colorful bride. You want to talk to all of your brides and let them know what are you comfortable in, what it is you want to do. Sometimes have them bring in reference pictures, stuff from the website or a website, stuff from magazines, other people that have gotten married, other friends or other brides, so you have an idea of what they want to look like. And work together as a team. At the end of the day, you want the bride to look beautiful, and you want your reputation to be beautiful as well. So thank you so much. Again, I hope you've learned a lot today, and bye!